Greetings, everyone. This is the Henshin Snek, bringing to you another bit of N-D-X-Cellence. Released in April 2015 for all PC platforms, and then re-released for Xbox One, PS4, and mobile platforms in 2017, and finally topped off with a 2019 Switch port, this little indie title that could launched from a successful Kickstarter campaign to give the world the Sentai-inspired SRPG Chroma Squad. Brought to us by Behold Studios, which includes the following roles to start us off. It was produced by Salo Camerati, designers credited as Mark Venturelli, and it was programmed by Salo Camerati, Guilherme Mazzaro, Leonardo Prunk, and Leonardo Latte. And I'm just going to lay down a blanket apology, as I am positive I mispronounced most, if not all, of those names. And I still have a few more to go, so I'm probably going to get them wrong too, so I deeply apologize about that. The basic storyline is that 5 stunt actors, grown dissatisfied working for a passionless studio who phones in their Sentai series, have finally had enough. The 5 agree to found their own studio, and they flee the set still in costume. This serves as our prologue, as we're then invited to custom order our own Sentai squad, picking out the actors, their team colors, gear for each based on the 5 roles, more on that in a bit, and gradually building up the studio from an abandoned warehouse to a full-fledged film lot. Along the way, we have to answer fan mail, record additional episodes, entertain our audience, get deals with marketing firms, merchandising, and much more. It's a tough job for a hero, but someone's got to do it. Especially when you discover Cerebro, a gigantic brain in a jar who serves as the team's mentor and guide figure, which rounds the team out and helps drive our superhero narrative ever forward. Next, the game looks amazing. Artists are credited as Bruno Breseno, Betu Souza, and Hugo Vaz. The game maintains a stylish, pixelated look, something like Final Fantasy Tactics by way of Cave Story. And it works because every animation is as smooth as can be. Any more tween frames and these guys will find jobs at Arc System Works. The sheer level of detail paid to even things as minor as the helmet upgrades is testament to the hard work and effort put into this game. It just oozes style and charm at every turn. The backgrounds are littered with details and affectionate care, and all the monsters have personality in spades. The very first kaiju of the game is just a guy in a cardboard box with boxing gloves called, wait for this, Boxing Box. It's that kind of sheer charm and creativity that make this game so irresistible. And the music is quite the delight on its own. Composers are credited as Raphael Mueller and Washington Rake. Honestly, and I mean this in the best way possible, it makes me think a lot about Mega Man Battle Network. It's that sorta techno-rock fusion, it just gets the blood pumping. Not only does it just scream action, it complements its retro graphics quite nicely. The sound effects are fun too, being digitized and sounding a lot like an old arcade machine. And very special props to the team for going the extra mile and having the game's main theme song, Power of Love Chroma Squad, be in Japanese just for the added authenticity to the source material. The gameplay follows in similar footsteps, being both simple and elegant. For the PC version, which is the one I'll be talking about here, you'll control the entire game just with the mouse. To move, you click. To attack, you click. To use your powers, you click the icons. It's simple, it's fast-paced, it's responsive, and most importantly, it's fun, and I never felt bored. As I always say, I love games that let you customize your characters, and here you get 5 characters to customize and more. You'll have your leader, the Red Ranger by default, who has tactical abilities and all-around stats. You'll have your techie, the Blue Ranger, who specializes in ranged abilities. There's the Assault, or Black Ranger, who has the strongest raw hitting power. The Scout, or Yellow Ranger, who can move the furthest in one turn and has speed and stealth-based skills. And lastly, but certainly not least, the Support, or Pink Ranger, who has healing powers and will quickly become your MVP if you want to win. Here, for example, is my squad. Introducing Pretentious Sentai Tomodachi Bro Rangers. We'll workshop the name later, as you can actually change any of these things you want as you go. And speaking of workshops, you'll get one in your own little studio. You can buy passive perks, very much required since your actors won't level up in traditional RPG format, like a health insurance plan that ups HP amounts passively, or a new HD camera and microphone that'll increase audience amount each episode. You can also take items dropped during each mission and craft them into new helmets, suits, gloves, boots, and weapons for your Sentai. Not only can you be a fashionable hero, you can also try rolling for random perks added to the crafted gear, over the more reliable, but unable to be enhanced, purchased gear. That's also a good way to balance how much of your limited budget is spent on your uniforms. See, with each episode, based on a few variable factors you can set, and the audience of each said episode, you get cash money. Some of this gets automatically spent on your expenses. Some of those passive effects that I mentioned before require upkeep between episodes, and the rest will be banked to be spent as you see fit. Over the course of the game, there's a limited number of episodes, so this should help balance your risk-reward in any given situation. And it helps that not only does the game have a difficulty select, but you can save any time that you're not in an episode, and that should help mitigate some of these factors. The game follows the most literal format it can for a Sentai TV series, with the game's chapters being seasons of the TV show, and each mission an episode therein. And with the exceptions of the season's premiere and finales, which are locked for plot reasons, you can even choose what order you want to tackle them in. What really makes these episodes a joy is watching the main cast talk among themselves to come up with new ideas they could use or ways to improve on the designs. And break the fourth wall along the way. The writing is sharp, it's self-aware, and very much in love with tokusatsu as a whole. Loving shoutouts include Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and many others. Really, the entire game is based in the flavors of nerd culture, ranging from general pop references, super robots like Mazinger Z, and more beyond that. And that's where this game really shines. It's a game by nerds, for nerds, of nerds. And naturally, that means I loved every minute of it. And one of the coolest parts about this is that continuity is maintained throughout. Those emails you're answering that I mentioned before, they have mechanical effects and will actually change some of the dialogue as you go along. For example, being cool to your fans usually means they'll try to be cool to you too, and there are even moments where someone tries to repeatedly warn you that the show may not be as science fiction as you may have thought on the onset. To say nothing of a collection of Easter eggs and subtle nods, like one I'll give you. Have the beaver actor attack the TV kaiju and it'll get you the achievement, "I thought we were friends." Or, early in the game, Dr. Soap, the old director from the studio the actors had left, threatens to sue the new studio, and it gives you several options in how you'd want to respond to it. And this is actually relevant to another aspect of the game that I really can't avoid talking about. This game during its early days ran into legal trouble of the, frankly, worst kind. The really, really stupid and abusive type. I considered actually doing a Snek talk about this, but those are already way behind schedule anyway, so let's just clear the air now. This game was the unfortunate victim of a completely illegitimate and unethical lawsuit from Saban Entertainment and Toei Company. Long and short of it is, Saban spearheaded a lawsuit against the indie dev team, who they knew had no means of actually fighting back, over a license that they barely even held the rights to at the time, because they had only just repurchased the rights from Disney not long beforehand. For this reason, a stupid banner calling out to Saban's Power Rangers on the title page, and the game being banned from sale in totality in Japan. Their entire argument is that somehow, despite the fact that this makes no sense, the two companies claimed legal ownership of colorful hero teams. I mean, never mind that this ignores the very idea predating either company's actual existence. This is asinine to say the least. This is wrong, and the reason why Dr. Soap got a new name after being named Mia, a less than subtle jab at Haim Saban himself. And here's the fact of the matter. The lawsuit was garbage, brought about by megacorps punching down on an indie team that they knew had no means of actually doing anything about it. And they just wanted to set a flawed legal precedent to protect themselves from future competition, not from the actual game. No one at these companies genuinely believed the two licenses could ever be confused or thought for a moment that they wouldn't be covered by parity and fair use clauses. They just bullied them into submission and a major loss in sales of what would otherwise have been a fruitful possible fan base in Japan. You know, it's rare moments like these that make me wish I had hands so I could give someone the bird, but besides that. But you can be a hero and support the game for yourselves, and you should, on just about any platform you prefer even. This game is absolutely worth the effort, and if anything I've said today makes it sound like you'd even remotely like it, I'm positive that you'd enjoy it. Because someone's got to stand up for the little guys who can't punch back. It's just what a hero would do. This has been the Hipster Snek of the Tomodachi Bros Sentai. More content is always on the way. including the Tomodachi Bros Review podcast, spearheaded by my sound guy Cog, linked to his Fiverr in the description of every video, and weekly videos right here. You never know what obscure or rare games might come next, so if you want to see more just like this, hit that subscribe and bell icon. If you liked it, you'll also have that like button conveniently marked, or you can leave a comment down below about your dream Sentai squad. You can follow me on Twitter to know when videos are coming out and little hints about what they might be. Join us here every time for more reviews and N-D-X-Cellence, and I'll see you there.